welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Bum 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 bum. Good morning, Nevermorians. Happy Labor Day Monday. That's right. It's one of those beautiful Mondays where you don't have to punch the clock if there's any justice in the world. And you could go out and have a barbecue and appreciate all the folks who worked hard to make sure that you have things like days off and time. And we're a big fan of the labor folks here. So keep doing what you got to do to stick it to the man, because you got to get yours wherever you can. Now, Nevermind the Furthermore, like all my broadcasts, is made possible by my sales on Amazon.com. That's Amazon.com/author/Nicholas Tockert. That's me, where you can find the simple sword, the fighting axe, and the simple spear. My money came in, so I will be putting in my order finally to get my sweet, sweet copies. I am excited, friends, Romans, countrymen. Lend me your ears and get off your rears, because it is a motivational Manic Monday, and I am feeling it. Now, we got a lot to talk about because I've been hitting at the importance of the creator's bucket list, because I'm going to tell a secret to a lot of the folks out there, okay? And one of the great secrets you need to know is just because it doesn't happen today, this week, this month, year, or decade. In my case, I've had dreams carry over both a century and a millennial line. Yes, I am a relic of the late 1900s, as I am routinely reminded, and I'm okay with that, because that means I'm a survivor. I'm a survivor. Now, speaking to my other survivors and creatives, I have had an amazing weekend this fall. Why? Despite some technical issues, because it's Monday, and anybody who watches this show knows on every Monday, my computer acts up. It's kind of a scheduled, reliable sort of thing. And I'm not going to hate on it, because I know what's going to happen. So I got up early and I dealt with the issues, because it just loves me. And now I can talk to you, dear friends, before we get into it, about the glory of this weekend. Now, you may have noticed, those who actually look at the clip art, the thumbnail. I did a little bit of fan art for my friend, Mike Jimmy Lorsha DeBron. And apparently he did notice. I was a little worried. But, it is fan art of life on Koepp. And that's because I have a creator's bucket list. And a creator's bucket list is it's a list of things you want to create before you die. And while people talk often about their actual bucket list, what I want to do before I kick the bucket, adventures and going places, and usually it's travel and all this other stuff. I I believe in the creator's version, where when you find your passion or passions, I have a great many. I'm a man of great passion. Uh, you set out and you decide, I want to at least do this. You don't have to do it well. You don't have to be successful. It doesn't have to be a major thing, unless that's your angle. And that's not mine. Mine's experience while I have it before something happens and I forget it. And one of mine, since I was a very small child, was to lend my voice to a cartoon. Because as a kid, I developed the idea, amongst other things, but if you're ever made into a cartoon, you are immortal. That's it. For you've achieved a secondary mortality right there. It's really, really cool. And over this weekend, I had the most blissful experience I've had in a long time on a private stream with our boy Mike Jimmy, who of course is the creator of Life on Korra, the ongoing amazing series that really makes me want to work on my David Attenborough, and Nita Lanning, and the phenomenal Daphne Leish, which I'm finally getting to the point where I can have a conversation with her and not have the back of my mind screaming in fanboy squeedom, because I've been an anthro artist for a long time, and she was one of the first that came across my desk. So getting to meet her and befriend her is really still a cool experience in my world. And that's part of how folks, that you're moving up is who you work with. There are a lot of people I find who will collect, well, I know so and so, or I've got their autograph, and that's a good measure. You're getting around. But when you have the opportunity to do a project with someone of any, no matter how humble or grand as this case may be, it lets you know you're on the right path. Because I was raised to believe that if you want what others have, you do what they do. You learn, and then you innovate so that you have your version. You can't perfectly imitate. Imitation will only get you so far. But it's a groundwork it's part of a process that we intake, and then I think a lot of it can be like training wheels in some aspects, especially artistically or literary. You write in a style to find your balance, and then when you get past it, you go beyond it, and some of the imitation falls away. But it's a really great thing. And to have the privilege to work with some of the writers I've read, it's like I realized, because I'm an old, quiet sci-fi guy from before the internet was quite so interactive, knowing folks like Dan Hollifield is a great honor. It really is, because I've known of Aphelion for a long time. Just a lot of that, the fear of making the jump to write or even to reach out to people, which haunts me to this day, in that, we all have esteem and confidence issues, and that manifests in imposter syndrome. And I am here, folks, to tell you that's okay. And if it takes you a few years or months or whatever it takes you to get your dreams done, don't give them up. But don't put them on a shelf like someday, because you don't know that you get a someday. You always want to be working towards them. And I'll never hit all the dreams I have. And I understand that. And I'm, well, not okay with that. I'm accepting of it, because that's one of the tragic limitations of mortality. But today we're going to talk with some great creators. We're going to talk about some great artists. We're going to talk about a great project. Now, I mentioned the bucket list, and one of mine is a cartoon. I got to voice a character for something that Mike Jimmy has done for Life on Korra. And I'm never sure how much I can reveal, but I can say by far, this is one, getting to see, this is my script with the storyboards that I've studied. And getting to be part of that was an amazing experience. I also this week managed to walk about 8 miles. Saturday, Saturday. No, was it Saturday? Yeah, Saturday. I walked about 8 miles, all in all, back to the fair and back a couple times. Which, for somebody who couldn't make it to the bathroom without a cane, and yes, I did use a cane almost the whole time. Uh, that's a huge victory. Celebrate your victories, folks, because the little monkey brain in the back of your mind, if you don't celebrate when you accomplish something, when you publish something, it won't stick, and it'll be harder for you to do it. So you get something written, published, you have yourself a little party. You know, you celebrate it, and people will tell you, "Oh, it doesn't matter." They don't matter. You have to talk to your own monkey brain, because you got your brain, you got the monkey brain, and then you got the lizard brain, which is like, I don't want to die, or I'm hungry, or I wish to procreate. I mean, that's lizard brain. Monkey brain is where fixations and attention deficit shiny, which is my definition on my condition. All that lives there. And is it worth it? A lot of the juice squeeze ratio, which for if you're new to this, that's taken from I want to say it was The Girl Next Door, a wonderful raunchy film where they were asking, the question you have to ask yourself is the juice worth the squeeze? And that's one of those great metrics you all should learn. Now, as I've been talking, I've been watching comment dumps go. We have a bunch of people in chat. So before I jump into the chat and start addressing all their glory, because they're far more interesting than I am, I like to fill you guys in quick, fast, and then get rolling. But I do want to ask you to hit the like, share, and subscribe. I know it's kind of annoying and almost cliche when someone does this, but if I don't, people forget. And we are at war as independent creators with everything algorithmically tried to get you to spend your money with the big guys. And we'll talk about some of the big guys if there's a lull. I've got some stuff to discuss that might come up here and may come up on Nerd Bacon if my co-host is so inclined. But otherwise, I am very excited. Now, I do not have any new commercials, even though I have a really great short that Mike Jimmy sent me, because it was my weekly computer problem. And I intend to fix that as soon as I can get the right type of RAM to make my computer go faster. Because apparently the huge gaggle of peripherals I have makes my computer a little glitchy. Now, I know right now my microphone is in the shop. So, and I'm at 10:14, so I'll know when to look on the responses. Do I sound better here, or do you want me to move the microphone back? I'm a little curious because I want to be more audio oriented for some things I'm planning farther down the line. As I've learned, StreamYard has some features I did not know it had. So, with all that goodness, let's get into the comments. First through the door is Mike Jimmy Lorsha DeBron. Oh my God, the fan art, I'm melting. Yes. I totally wasn't worried I'd get in trouble for that. But yes, that is so. I'm glad you like that. I needed to make the thumbnail. I just wanted to shout out a small way of thanking you for the wonderful experience you've invited me in on. Morning, Mike Jimmy. Michaela Jade. How you doing, hon? I know you're going to be working too hard. If I know you while everybody else is going, oh, I'm going to have a barbecue and lounge, you're going to be just busting your butt because you might have an opportunity to do so. And Mike Jimmy's greeting Michaela. Michaela says, it's Labor Day here in the States. Yes, it is. And I have a ton of stuff to do. There's so much for relaxing. Oh, I'll be out with a machete in my backyard, basically after this podcast. So you are not alone doing the work. Mike J says, I have a day off from my side job, but just grinding away at the intro for the pilot like I have been this past week. It's such cool stuff. If you're follow Mike Jimmy Lorsha DeBron for his amazing hung on animation. Now I am behind on those because getting to watch those was the cookie was in the list of cookies I set up for myself upon completion of the Simple Spear. So I'm really excited by what he's doing. And because of him, Luke Stone, and the Drawfee channel, I am learning my way around a lovely program called Clip Studio Paint. I have the pro version. Yes, it was exceptionally expensive, but I bought it on a half off day. And I can't say I regret it because it also has animation functions, and I'm, like I said, bucket list. I've been in a cartoon. I want to make more animations. It's been a long time since I've done that. So if that's a dream of yours, and I'm going to say this more for the comic guys and the independent comic guys, we are of a generation now and beyond where people are learning the IPs not from the floppies, but from animation or video games. But the root that a lot of people have is animation. The simple fact is a whole lot of people like the Claremont era X-Men so much because of the glorious 90s X-Men cartoon. And you all can hear the opening theme if you know what I'm talking about. So let's keep on trucking because, like I said, well, I'm going to click this. Oh my gosh. All righty then. That's a lot. Wow. I'm behind, so let's hop it and pop it. Donna, Carly, Carlene, I hope your chair is cozy and your coffee is at least as hot as you are, darling. But all lines have been recorded for the pilot, so I can start properly animating those as well. Da, 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 pow. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait to see that. Anyway. Donna! Mike. Hey, Donna. Congrats on that. Honestly, it was all Nick, Daphne, and Nita's doing an amazing job recording their lines. That was an amazing thing to see come to life. It really was. It really, really was. I've been around little animation projects, and I've watched I've never seen one just coalesce so beautifully. It just came together. A true pleasure to work at. And it was just, there were some bloopers, but that's great. Hello, Mike, Jimmy, Lorsha DeBron. Carl's greeting everybody. Everybody's greeting Carl. Let's go through this. What work is Michaela doing? Setting up that new greenhouse? LOL. No, Carl, no greenhouse today. Today I have edits for Tommy Hancock to get done and my own edits to do. Woo! That's awesome. Get that editing done. You mean you're not done with that editing yet? Get up, get up, get up. Lamau. Wait, I have a pretty blue wrench? Yes, I have a plan. My plan is this. If all the people who comment here and they want to share links that I know, if I give them a blue wrench, they can share the links and it's easier on my other mods. Also, if and when we get a proper troll again, they don't tend to last long around here, they can be efficiently assassinated by my army of wrench holders. It's diabolical. I understand this. And I'm okay with that. Just as the band hammer, long may it swing. All righty then. Okay. Apparently you do. Yeah, the show Greenhouse build took over everything. I am looking forward to the greenhouse build. To hearing more about your greenhouse because I love greenhouses. I have a master plan there too. If I can ever make money or find a way to do this where I can afford to do things like the leisure that is building things for my own comfort. Promote away then. Did that shelf fit? And Michaela Jade at MichaelaJade.com. It doesn't link without the HTTP for it. There we go. Linnea Amazon.com/Linnea Fletcher. Very good. Michaela Jade on YouTube, Michaela Jade on Amazon. The newest book by Linnea Fletcher line is called Monster, and I'm excited for it. I think you're going to love it. I do have a question for pen name authors. Do you, for those of you who have maintain a secret pen pal, I don't need to pen name. I keep saying pen pal. Pen name. Does that come up on your author page as you, or is that separate? How does that work? I'd like to know a little bit more, and what you use yours for. Because I know of at least one person who I know dearly who runs a pen name, and a dear friend as well who definitely runs a pen name, and that's Kivrin St. James. Because obviously St. James is a great pen last name. I'm a sucker for that. But Kivrin's good people, though, and I understand that her work keeps her from having to do that. Education and things is a pain. But yes, Carl, the shelf is perfect. Cool. I just like it when something gets reused or recycled. That's how we roll. Me too. I used old cardboard from the floors and the bottoms of the raised beds too. Awesome. Raised beds are awesome. If you're doing a lot of gardening, there's a YouTube channel called Self-Sufficient Me. The fellow's a guy out of Australia, and he's really, really cool. I really recommend him if you want to learn about raised beds and just a very, very friendly, upbeat intro. I watch a lot of educational YouTube channels. Same thing happens in writing. I'm reusing a scene from a failed story to flesh out a scene in my new spy novel. Yes, when you cut a scene, when you are editing, and this is something that was given to me, never delete anything. Make an old stories, old scenes section of a document, throw it up on Google Docs or whatever, and anytime you cut a scene, paste it right in there. Put 3 or 4 dots so you have space between the others. You're not trying to read one cohesive thing, and leave it that way. When you are running into brain deadness, or you don't have an idea, you can go back and revisit those. So never ever throw things away. We waste nothing here. Hey kids, hey Grant Lanker. That's exciting, Carl. And a whole bunch of greetings to Grant. As for reusing stuff all the time, work smarter, not harder. Absolutely. And Grant's greeting anyone he missed. Kelly Carlisle. Nicholas, you're doing a fantastic job as the new host of Nevermind the Furthermore. You make my mornings, I almost got through it, mornings, fun and informative. My thanks to you, sir. It is a genuine pleasure and an honor to do this. And I will never fail to, be appreciative to Brian K. Morris, who usually is trying to get the substance called sleep in the mornings now, and who allowed me to build on the legacy. I hope I'm doing that. That's what I want. I want you guys to have a fun morning, feel better, maybe learn something. If all you learn is, hey, maybe I can do it, and they're good folks who will help. That's what I'm about, and that's what I love. And we got another comment dump. Woo! That's a bit okay. I see what happened. We're joined by Cindy Koepp. So when she shows up, I will run her commercial. I was teaching some folks to work smarter, not harder. If you use Microsoft's Words dictionary, you can add words that you use a lot, then start typing it and let it auto suggest the word. That happens to me a lot because I write fantasy. I write sci-fi. I write fantasy. I also write things that have terminology that aren't in most dictionaries. So that's a great tool to use. Nice to hear, Kelly. Yeah, we all could use it. Grant Lankard is sitting back, drinking a cup of coffee on a rainy morning. He'll just have to get some work done eventually, but I'm just relaxing for now. You know what? That is the way to be. The best part of waking up Is NTF on your show? Yeah, let's do that. Happy Monday morning, and I'm here to share links and chew gum, and I'm all out of bubble gum. Well, you just keep doing that, and since you're here, Cindy, you know what's coming. Everybody knows what's coming, and if you don't, here's your life.
Author Cindy Koepp is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Koepp at CKOEPP.com today.
Yes, folks, and go to bit.ly/Stellari. Cindy Koepp has been doing an amazing game involving poker chip styles that overlaps with her universe. And I love that kind of world building. I love that you can, whenever you read something, you can reach in and pull out a piece that becomes playable, whether it's a card game or a tactics game. You know, the three-dimensional chess out of Star Trek, the poker-like games that show up in Battlestar Galactica. I love when you can pull a game out of a fictional setting. The Taroka decks out of Forgotten Realms. It's just three Dragon Ante. It's just cool because that makes the world real to you, and that she's trying new and exciting things fascinates me. So let's see what else we have. Prepare your ears. The intro is over soon. There it is. That's right. And it was a Monday. My voice has been cutting in and out lately. I'm not quite sure what that's about, but we're going to make it work anyway. Ooh. Cindy Koepp is off this week because I needed some time to make quilts and do fun stuff. Excellent. LOL. And Stellari is at 8 backers, $521 of the $725 she needs. bit.ly/Stellari. Yes, let's see if we can get her any more backers. Blissful is definitely the right word for that voice acting section. It was really cool. Nick is moving on up to the east side to a deluxe apartment in the sky. What's that, Cindy Koepp? Do you want big stompy robots with simple swords, melee, fighting axes, and simple spear and melee? Keep your eyes to the skies and use small arms to go to Amazon.com/Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert. And my comments just dumped again. Woohoo! In the middle of reading it. That's awesome. Thank you, Cindy. You are an absolute angel of advertisement, and it is appreciated. Now, you can say anything you want about it. I'm always 100% open with my... Okay, I get to be like a... how do I want to phrase it? I had a great phrase for it. Yes. An Alzheimer's Batty Coda from Ferngully. It's just a great little universe. It's such a fun adventure into the setting of these unique and intelligent creatures, and yet it's still got just enough bittersweet to, like Pixar should be reaching out to Mike Jimmy, because he's shown the ability that when provoked he can lovingly rip your soul out with his writing and direction. And that's what you want sometimes in the really great little stories. So yes, guys, this is going to be one of those projects that I consider personally historic. I got the same vibe I got from working with Luke Sung. So yes, follow life on Korra. This is an amazing all ages adventure, and the pilot, the promo, what he's doing is phenomenal, and it's just one of those projects that, wow, that was really cool, and that's really cool to be a part of. And now I have to eagerly wait for what's coming, and not to put the cart before the horse, but I am hoping to go to next year's HoloCon. Not this coming year, because obviously it's my 20th. It's a week before my 20th anniversary, and I have to put the money towards, finally getting this thing that people call a honeymoon, because we were broke. So we will be doing a bit of travel. But next year could be huge, and it all overlaps if everything comes together right. And I believe in putting positive vibes out in the universe, and I want to see it. I want to see it all happen. Because amongst other things, throughout 2020, and I know that's a while ago, and now I live an isolated life. I don't get to see people very often. And my the friendships I've made are through this media, through streaming, both here and on the Historical Fencing Guild, have done more to keep me sane-ish than dang near anything. So thank you. And the opportunity to see people with my own two eyes is it's something to work toward, and I want to see that. And you'll see some of you guys much sooner than I thought by showing up at what we know around here is FezCon, October 8th at the Benton County Public Library. We've got a couple vendors from my from Arcticon showing up, Shadows in the Attic, and Brian K. Morris and Cookie Morris, and our own Carl and Donna, and it's going to get good. There's going to be a lot of old guys in Fessus, although I'll probably be wearing my selling hat. That's what we want. We got to pull each other together and build that network that builds each other up. It's almost like a tide that rises, almost like a rising tide lifts all boats. Let's see what else is coming in the comments, because I'm prattling again. Another comment dump. Ooh, okay, I'm behind. I'm going to have to kick it up. The Hysterical Fencing Guild, 7 p.m. Central Monday. 7 p.m. Line. Ah, yes. The line. There's a pun there. Okay. The Hysterical Fencing Guild, 7 p.m. Central, Friday night, is a great way to find out how to make weapons go. Yes, that's 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And yes, absolutely. Cindy Koepp says, it sounds good to me. Oh, good. My audio is coming through. Mike Jimmy says, you sound great, Nick. Crisp and clear. And I am loving that, because I know my background is still kind of, it's my background, and that's part of my charm. But I want to give the viewers and the listeners eventually the best experience I can with the systems I have. And a huge shout out to Cindy Koepp for the lovely donation of this wonderful mic rig, so I'm not juggling my mic all the time. Amy, hail. Amy, hail. Amy, hail. Amy, hail. Amy, hail. Has a commercial. And since Cindy's plugging her, I think I can do that too. Bye. And hello, birth Thankmas. Oh, is your birthday in the middle of there? Hello, birth Thankmas approaches, and you need some irreverent holiday humor. Smashwords.com/query. Brian K. Morris. That gives you things like The Haunted Scripts of the Bachelor's Grove, Spencer Spook, and of course, Sun to Stein, the post-holiday Prometheus. And yes, folks, with September looming and leafy mass approaching ever sooner, we have, my dear friends, started the fall away season. I last night, very, very late at night, because of some my legs not being happy with me, sat down and watched one of my favorite movies, Sleepy Hollow. Yes, the Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci version that features, at the time, every single live-action Sith Lord. It's a great film, one of my all-time favorites, and it's the pre-Jack Sparrow Johnny Depp, because I think Jack got so far into Johnny he can't fully turn Jack Sparrow off anymore, and that's an okay thing. That happens. Amazon reviews made less impossible, because you support your writer pals by leaving reviews. Yes, and Brian K. Morris's book on that is a wonderful tool. If you buy something, when you buy something, please write a review and be honest. It's better to be an honest. Even a low-star review means somebody read it and bought it. I've had great reviews. I've had some cruddy reviews that technically were system technical errors. Their phone didn't like the way it was formatted. But you learn from them. And sometimes you can fix things and sometimes you can't. And that's okay. I am seeing a mashup between some stop motion and animation. Is that coffee burning, or is Nick's brain overheating now? No, I do, if all goes well and I can learn a few things. I have some really neat projects in mind that I would love to do. And I think I may have the tools if I can figure out how to do them. Because, like I said, I have a creator's bucket list, and it involves certain types of animation. It involves certain games that I get to play test this fall. And then I will have the layers of the Big Stompy Universe's style play pretty much solidified. I had to put it off. Actually, I put the production of that off for the Hybrids camp, original Hybrids contract, because contract work always comes first. And with everything that happened, stuff got on hold and I had to do other things, but it's coming back, and I'm excited, because that's one I want to do. I hope it's successful at conventions. Big Stompy Robots is incredibly successful. Online, not so much, but I'm working on that, and good things are coming on that front too. Donna Carly says, my coffee is never that hot, but thanks, Nick. Well, I just want to keep everything smooth and rolling on WNTF. Never mind the furthermore. And there are new reward tiers and add-ons, so you can get books and Stellaria games if you go that will go straight to comics books for kids. I love that. I love that there is courtesy and things going on. Starting in December, I'm going to suspect 2022. After my book publishes, I will be paying forward to creatives in progress with a non-payback 200 gift to help someone get their work out. We'll post about it. Wonderful. That is glorious on your account too. I love that, and I love to see people giving back. Very fun books at Bear Publications. Let's see. Hey, Kelly, congrats on that. Very nice. Roel Cruz's art is on posters, cups, tote bags, and other fun stuff. bit.ly/bearpub. Yes, I know I have neglected my pursuit of merch, but merch is still coming. A comic book related madness to connect fun folks with doing comic stuff, and I bet that's Pop Zan's link. And Roll Cruise has fun art for Animal Eye, Kali, and other greatness. ArtStation/Roll Cruise. Roll does fun art. You can get art from him from subscribestar.com/Roll Cruise. Stellaria is a game that came from two of my novels. Characters play when they have a few minutes. Now you can play too. bit.ly/Stellari. Victoria Adams has advice for caregivers and folks who want to read it. Amazon.com/Victoria Adams. SL Roland creates Gamelit about historic trolls and tournaments. Amazon.com/SL Roland. Custom toys and websites. Studio Huber's website.com/Studio Hubers 5. You need more geekiness in your life? Drop in on a QuadCon. HTTPS Quad City Comic Con. There are so many of those. Please support them. And good for you, Cindy. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Bonzert. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to throw his. It's a longer ad, but I want to throw his Steampunk Channel trailer up.
Greetings, fellow traveler. I am Dankard Lexicon. You're either here because somebody directed you here, or because of the strange currents inside the algorithm. In either case, welcome to Radio Retro Future, where we talk about steampunk and other forms of retrofuturism in pop culture. What is steampunk? Well, I'm glad you asked. Steampunk is a combination of science fiction and alternate history, wrapped in a delicious dough of Victorian pulp fiction and modern-day pop culture tropes. You still want to know more? Go check out our ongoing Steampunk Beginner's Guide, the series which explores the genre, aesthetic, and culture. Or you can check out the community's musicians, inner teledrama, steampunk music for Fallout. Yes, a actual steampunk-themed radio station for the game Fallout 4 that is part of the mod Old World Radio 2. Or you can check out the Radio Retro Future podcast, where we have interviews with writers and other types of creators within the international community. On our second channel, the Retro Future Research Foundation, on the other hand, we have story videos like Tales of the SCP Foundation, readings of Lovecraft and related writers, lore explanation, and hopefully our very own narrated series of original short stories called The Association of Ishtar. If you can't wait for the narrations, you can read The Association of Ishtar by following the link down below. That is what we do in a nutshell, and if you want to get involved, join our Discord community where stuff happens. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna bid you adieu, and as always, make things your way.
I have to admit, I love that end frame with the clicking like, share, subscribe. It is brilliant, Bonzer, and but that is the kind of creativity I love to support. Plus, it was a blast, even though I did not win entering the coloring contest, and I was rewarded with a link to the coloring book itself. However, it won't let me download it, so I can look at it. And I could diabolically screenshot pages if I were so inclined. But I figured I'd let Bonsert know that was going on. Lovingly rip your soul out. I love that. Yes, see, I believe that is the first test of any animator. I watch a lot of shorts. I have several YouTube channels where they show young animators doing their shorts because it's a great way to get efficient storytelling. A lot of time there's little or no dialogue, so it's very visual. It's a wonderful resource to look at if you want to try to sharpen your storytelling a bit. So you really belong in that class, and it's something you just sort of did as a side whim, and it's incredible. And wow, just wow. You are a creative powerhouse, Mike Jimmy, and it is truly an honor to see what you do and have a little tiny part of it. Before I forget, kids, check out Beowulf number 4, Kickstarter.com/project/Mr. Grandtastic Beowulf number 4, the adventure that spans up centuries. Thank you, Grant, for sharing that. And another comment, Dom. Des Moines QuadCon Comic and Toy Show, September 24th and 5th. Coming very soon to Merrill Hay Mall, 80 vendors from all over the mall with geeky fun, cosplay, video game contests. I'll be bringing be bringing my dragons books and a big hairy spider. That's awesome, Cindy. We love those things, that you're doing all those promotions. And assuming my vehicle problems are rectified, I may start doing a lot more. I've always got plans in the works, folks. Beowulf number 4 is my favorite issue so far. The emotion is ramped up and the action is ramped up. A lot of character growth this issue, and I get better coloring each issue. That's great. And we've got a bunch of greetings going on of people greeting Bonzert. And Dubeat QuadCon Comic and Toy Show, Five Flags event, October 2nd, the weekend after Des Moines QuadCon. Drop by the Five Flags Event Center for geeky stuff, cosplay, and video games. She'll be there with her books, dragons, some blacklight, glow-in-the-dark ghosts, spiders, and maybe a scorpion. Ooh. I love the experiments she's doing with the glow-in-the-dark yarn. Fairy tales that are just a little odd. YeOldDragonBooks.com/Meet the Dragons. Colorist Denver Martinez does a fantastic job with Animal Eye. Check out his work at www.theraider.com. And while you're on DA, be sure to follow me at www.deviantart.com/NickT, where I've been for 19 years now. Really cool voice acting. www.facebook.com/SkunkRockerLive. Good to see those pledges adding up, Grant. Yeah, he's doing great. In the books, I inadvertently had 2 versions of Stellaria. I went with the one that was less complicated. bit.ly/Stellaria. Yeah, and that's cool. That really is cool. Because games progress and you have home rules and some people add rules. It's always fascinating to me when I bump into people who play Big Stompy Robots and they have house rules, because that means they're enjoying it enough to want to tweak it. So yeah, that's cool. Magical Tales to the Decoverse, that's John Pico's Amazon. Nerd Culture Everywhere, at that link, Amazon invades the desk of the small press publishers. Only 10. Let's see. Mike Jimmy says, only 10 cells to go on this sequence. Man, this is taking a lot out of me. 38 frames of animation is a lot. Yes, it is. And you just keep going because it's so cool. It is so cool. There are now 4 warriors. Amazon.com/Michaela Jade. And it's only for the intro, not even 10 minutes worth of animation for the full pilot. Wow. Yeah, I've done a bit, and I've done, I was learning Flash animation before the system died, and I've done some GIF animation in the past manually. It's a challenge, and it's a huge amount of work, but it's really glorious. Hybrids of Sons of Gods and Riff Riders, LukeStoneStudios.com, where you can also get the Sons of Gods, the quick play version. You can still order that for $15. Get that so that you are prepped for when the core book comes out. Luke is working his tail off on that, and it is amazing stuff. I hope you're enjoying the art book, Nick. I enjoyed looking through it. I just wish I could download it. So if that's fixable, I would appreciate it. If not, that's cool too. It's a beautiful book. Last week I went to edit a bank doc called Missing Tin Resident. Find out what happens when to the Tin Man when zombies attack. Comixology/Eric S. Hawkins. Comics creator 254246. Yes, Eric S. Hawkins also appears as one of the panelists on the Comic Book Spectrum show with Brian K. Morris, Brian Rodman, when health allows, Clyde Hall, and Joe D. McPhee. There may be others entering that realm. It's always fun to find out what's going on there Thursday nights at 8 o'clock on the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. That's Brian K. Morris's Rising Tide Publications. It was one of my first animations. That's really fun. I mean, it's simple, but it's so well done. Wow, I hope you do that show in character. That's awesome. I believe he does. Bonsert. I believe Bonsert does the whole show in character. It's a really neat process. The document that I had to edit had nothing to do with Eric Sauce. It's actually about a non-business missing their tax ID number. Oh my. Getting the awards, Stormgate Press. I like to diabolically screenshots of stuff. That's because my man Johnny Cage, both he and I have been known allegedly to theoretically put on an eye patch while surfing the wonders of the interwebs. How you doing, Johnny? If you want to put links to your art or your projects in here, Johnny, I thought I gave you a wrench so that you could do that. If not, perks, guys in their shorts. Oh, they're always guys in their shorts. You know how it is. All you need is a set of chips, a pen, and a paper. Oh, see, that's cool. I was just about to make a comment like, Donna's awake now. Go, Grant. Go, Grant. Go, Grant Lankard. Memoirs of an Angel's Nebulizer at brianrodman.com. Yeah, folks, health has hit Brian Rodman even harder to the point he is pivoting, and he is converting a lot of his intended comic scripts into written scripts for novels. And that's a hard decision to do, but I'm very impressed that he's handling it with such humility and grace and patience. It's hard to adapt to our limitations, be they physical or mental or health-wise. But I do believe that striving in the face of physical limitations, striving in the face of knowing that it's much harder for you to do something than it would be for nearly anyone else, is a heroic, albeit very personal battle, and that needs to be acknowledged and rewarded. Whoops, we got another comment up. Cool. Not bad. We're good. Snow Kiddings. Get snow books. Amazon.com/Bobby Nash. Kentucky brown coats in Kentucky. I have a brown coat, but I'm not in Kentucky. Runmillion.com. Yeah, she is amazing. Anna Maria is just one of the coolest people. And I rarely have enough time to justify reaching out and bothering her, but she's just so fun. How poetic. Teresa Dunn's Amazon.com/Teresa Dunn. Spooky. Amazon.com/Rick Bradley. And Bonsard answers the question, yes, I do. You can see it on YouTube. And the character appears in my upcoming book. That's what's beautiful. I love when things happen. I may have some extended plans for Big Snumpy Robots that involve some similar stuff. Because the stop motions I did in my micro short collection, which you can find on this channel, look in the playlists and you'll see micro shorts. If you want to burn about a minute of time for 4 little tiny hand stop motion video little clips, give it a shot. It's fun. For all the flaws and the limitations, I still see the charm, and I'm still very proud of it, despite how much incredible effort it takes. Let's see. Making Heroes at Facebook.com/The Hero Maker. And Carl thinks it's cool. And Cora, oh God, Cora has a peculiar place that has life. Tapas.io/series Life on Cora intro. Yes, folks. Oh, it's so cool. Mike Jimmy, he does I'm sorry. Mike Jimmy says at Carl, he does conventions and shows like that. It was awesome tabling at a fantasy fair a few months ago with him. Oh, I bet that must have been a blast. Indie Author Book Expo does book events around Iowa. Drop in and get cool books at IABE, Indie Author Book Expo, 515.wordpress.com. Mike Jimmy, responding to Mike Jimmy, intended to do more next year. If you can recommend conventions to go to this year, let me know. And yes, we are joined by our own Jody McPhee, who's been mentioned several times. But whenever Jody McPhee hits my show, we all know what happens. It's time to groove a bit. And what's the best groove?
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
That's right, Mike Jimmy. Sorry, I've been talking to Mike Jimmy so much that Jody McPhee is doing amazing stuff, and he has his game stuff coming. It's really cool. Mike Jimmy says at Radio Retro Future, so he's talking to Bonzer. Castlefest is definitely one I'd suggest, but I mainly go to Comic Cons. I suggest looking for book fairs for your main book. And Sartin Art 76 for Vintage Cartoonists. Bonzer's replying to MJ. Bayo has already invited me to join her next year on the Castlefest. Cool. Don't forget to tip your host. Yeah, I mean, should anyone wish to help me keep the lights on with this program and keep updating, paypal.me/Nicholas Tockert. Literally anything you want to give will help tremendous with my ongoing process to keep supporting independent creators and being able, honestly, to be able so that I can keep running people's ads for free and not have to charge like a lot of other channels do. And I try to do for free as much as humanly possible for everybody because that's what we need. And so anything you can donate, it's appreciated. And I will hide that because I always feel like I'm doing a PBS pledge drive when I answer that, but thank you. Alrighty. Let's see. Where are we? Don't forget. Okay. Hashtag bring cookie home. You know what? Can I make that bigger? That got eaten. I know where that is. That's one. Oh, there's a typo. There's a typo. Add better. Bring cookie home. That's right. Support Brian K. Morris at Risingtide.pub and let him make enough money that his lovely wife can retire from her physically challenging employment so that they can spend more time together. I'm all about that. Now, let's see. Whoops. Boom. Mike Jimmy saying, cool. Bonzer's replying, Bep wants us, I assume that's Bayo, back on her own event as well. We could totally do that. I suggest we focus on the books this time, though. Gotcha. And see, that's what I love. People, I catch flack for doing business live. A lot of people give me flack for, hit me up, we'll sign a contract, whatever, or I'm not doing that without. Why do I do business live? I do business live on these shows for accountability because I think it's very, 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 very exceedingly, extremely important to be transparent about what you're doing. This is how one prevents triangulation. This is how one prevents getting scammed. If you're open about everything, if something goes wrong and, you've been open about it, that's just wise and fair, in my opinion. And he says, gotcha. And you know what? That could apply to both comments. Joe Bachman is only 57 minutes late to the party. Yes, he is. And this will be ending pretty soon because I don't want to walk all over Nita and Daphne's lovely program. Morning all. Happy Monday, folks. Good morning, Joe Bachman. Thank you again for this is currently made possible. The fancy StreamYard shenanigans by a wonderful donation by our own Joe Bachman, who lets me keep the Historical Fencing Guild and my personal channel independent and operating on all these places where you can find it, including Twitter, Facebook, and their relative YouTube feeds. Oops, excuse me, hiccup. Good morning, Joe D and Joe B. Have a great day, everyone. I've got book and web stuff to get done and meeting at the local library. The work never ends. Be good and stay safe, everyone. Stay creative and don't give up. That's right. It may take a while, but it's worth it. More greetings. Woo, here it is. Don't let all your friends near these links. Twitter.com/JPArt, HTTPS. Instagram.com/ Joe? Yao? Paulo? JP7? Some days I can pronounce his name. Some days I can't. And I can't remember if that's a Y sound J or a J sound J. And that's on my broken linguistics. But, all right, hopping over to Raging 2 vlog to show my respect for JD Calderon's new release. Catch y'all later. I'll be headed there real soon, too, just because I want to hear what they have to say about the chat, about the show last recording. And good morning. And ironically, with the good mornings, folks, I'm going to, I'm going to run a commercial, give last couple minutes for folks to stuff. And let's see, I have two I really desperately need to run, so I will show this. Yes, folks, as usual, I am promoting our own rock and roll art goddess, Kat. Kat's just amazing. She's making art and creative materials to help students and teachers weather this incredibly shifting world of academics while providing constant light and love. She has a wonderful perspective on dealing with the previous ailment that loomed over that the algorithm will not allow me to say. And I want to see her prosper. So as soon as she sends me the proper links to promote this where people can buy it, I will be applying that all over. Because she is a radiant person of light and beauty and joy, and we need more of that from our own rock and roll art goddess. And lots of greetings and lots of leavings. So let's run one more because we got to talk about the Hybrids book, don't we? Let's do the Hybrids book.
Welcome to Hybrids, the Sons of Gods. The epic remaster of the original Trash Day arc is now being collected in a standard trade paperback. With more story, more art, and behind-the-scenes information, this book is the way creator Luke Stone intended the story to be told. This special Arrow Comics Remastered edition is full of energy and excitement. Critically acclaimed and one of independent comics' favourite teen books, you are sure to find yourself lost in this expansive universe. So, secure your copy today in this crowd-funded group buy. Once the funds are collected, the books will be sent off to print and delivered post-haste. Luke and the Arrow Comics team have a perfect record of fulfillment. You can pledge with confidence.
I'm insanely proud to be a part of the Hybrids universe and working on projects. This week will be a catch-up week because my wife was on vacation and I delayed a lot of my personal writing work stuff because it's more fun to hang out with her when I can. I didn't get married to lock myself away and be alone much of the time. But Instagram.com/tryitgringo. Hey man, you know what? I understand I am melanin deficient right here, and I'm okay with that, because I love folks even if I can't say stuff right, and it's never done out of disrespect. It's my own failing. But your art, all jokes aside, Johnny's art is incredible, and again, my voice is starting to cut out, so I may have to cut this pretty short, pretty quick. But you guys are doing great work. I love it. Go if you are understanding it's often mature artwork, and much of it involves the female form. Johnny's stuff is phenomenal, and we've got people saying "gotta run" and John greeting, "Hey Donna, I'll be over. I'll drop off over here," and yeah, there goes my voice. So, folks, if you want to support me, you can support me at Amazon.com/author/Nicholas Tockert, where you can find all my books. Thank you for your ongoing support. Like, share, and subscribe to this video. But more importantly than anything involving me, guys, keep creating. I know it's hard. And I know sometimes we lose our ability to do what we want to do, so we have to do it how we can. And that's okay, because whatever you create, you can fix, you can improve later, but you can't edit a blank page. So with that, I will see you guys very soon for the next episode of Nevermind the Furthermore.